example, someone talking with you about their problem, and you can easily guide them to a choice. But when it happens to you, you're not able to do that the same because
You're emotionally
yes,
involved. You're emotionally involved.
with your
For other people's situation, you're not emotionally
But when
involved.
you say
You can be like rational about it.
yeah.
So you have like upper hand.
Yeah.
But when it's about you, you're emotionally involved. Your emotions are like running the show at some level.
And how good is that when you the power you have the power
To regulate
Yes.
them, yes, and to bring yourself into
make
that.
it as a step to improve yourself.
Yes.
Exactly. It is.
And how proud you will be.
Of yourself for doing
Yeah.
something like that, of course.
It is, I think, different levels of knowing yourself, your emotions, your body, your mindset, your beliefs. The next one is fear versus love. What is that?
It's kind of like above or below the line.
Yeah, another model
And-
named fear versus love model.
And it's actually like I had a question about
Yeah.
this too. Because it's like the author gave an example about the like work we choose a career that its main point for me is money or good luck and like situation. But he said the like love I don't know love.
Love-based goal or
Yeah,
fear-based goal.
love-based goal is that you have to care about people or the motivation is better to be this instead of money.
Mm-hmm.
That's about it. I'm not agree with this. Money is very important in this situation.
Money is really important, but when you are acting on something that is joyful for you, you are going to bring about the money. Like, it's gonna happen naturally. Like, if you are very good at art, like at doing art, and you just dedicate your life, your time to making art, you are going to be such a master in doing something like that, right? So you're gonna make money out of it. If you like bet on yourself, if you give yourself that chance, and if you see yourself as someone who is worthy of taking a risk like that on your life. So I think it's not totally wrong. Like Jung said, your life starts at 40. Up until then, you are only doing research. You know, when you're 40, you're just doing based on what society expects from you, what your parents expect from you. How can I survive? How can I secure my life myself? After that, you start exploring yourself. You start exploring your joy, what makes you like alive, what makes you inspired in life, and go after that. And that's what middle life crisis is about. When you like start realizing that, oh, I wasn't living for myself. I was
Have you
living for
noticed
you.
young generation don't care about others and community, and they focus on
It's not about
themselves.
consciously caring. It's not about consciously caring. It's about like
Your mindset.
Your-
It's about your
your-
perspective.
how you are affected. Sometimes you're a reaction, you're an opposing reaction. You're still a reaction, like you are not conforming by the rules, you are opposing them. You know? You're not genuinely yourself, you're not your authentic self, you're still a reaction. You don't know who you are, you're seeing something and you're opposing it. So when you are young, seriously, there is no way for you to be mature. You have to live your life so that you can grow, so that you can mature. Learning through your experiences and exploring yourself through those experiences, through those difficulties, painful situations.
They agree with that. They prioritize themselves. So maybe sometimes I think they are really cleverer than us
They are. They really are.
and don't follow bullshit rules.
They don't.
And because of that,
We are proud of them for that.
maybe they are more aware,
Aware.
yeah, more aware,
Yeah.
More,
More aware.
more aware than us, I think.
Awareness is something that, you know,
They have all these resources we didn't have. Don't be so hard on us.
don't put your burden on yourself, yeah. But awareness. I heard from a kind of person on Instagram that the first 20 years are those years of learning. Second 20 years, from 20 up to 40, are those years of experiencing. From 40 to 60 are those years of self-improvement and development. You're working on yourself, your awareness, how I feel. And then, from 60 on, you will enjoy your life because of those lessons, those experiences, and those awareness of your own capabilities, limitations, and
What
goals.
if we care about both simultaneously? Like, you care
It
about
happens.
Yeah, I know. I can do more of it. But he said that is a fear, like being focused on like fame, money, or
Mhm,
something like
mhm.
this is a fear. But other like expressing yourself or entertaining people is a love goal based. So
Yeah.
what if you care about both of them at the same time, and it's not anything wrong about it?
Yeah.
Of course, sometimes.
It is just 0-100 situation,
Your
black and
passion-
white.
If
Yeah.
your passion is acting, you're going to be famous and rich and
Yeah.
doing something
Yeah.
joyful for yourself. At the
It
same
is
time,
not. It is not
But
like
there
you
are
have a kind
some
of
career-
pure love-based or pure fear-based. Pay attention to this paragraph. Those fear-based behaviors you want to fill a void at the starting point of 106, page 106, 106. You want to fill a void within yourself and demonstrate how good you are. You are trying to show that you are enough, you are good. It is a fear. Sometimes you have it. Yeah, some part of your motive is about that.
How can we recognize our decision are fear-based or love?
That is the description. And the second one, love-based behavior, stress a desire. It focuses on a desire to express your gift to the world. Sometimes you are willing to give.
Yeah, I don't want to give it.
That's okay. That's okay. But you should pay attention how you feel when you are giving, or how you feel when you are trying to fill the gap to show that I'm good enough. And later on, we talk about I'm enough, or I'm good enough, or I'm not enough. Those words that we are going to go through, I think, in chapter 23 or so. 19, recording your emotions. What is that?
Remember,
Yeah, I know.
Write on the notebook and a worksheet.
journaling is really the best way.
Yeah.
Like, whenever
Why?
you
Recording
feel
your
something
voice.
is coming up,
First,
some emotions, some like negative thoughts, feelings, start writing them down. Because like everything's moving so fast in your brain, you can't focus on every single one of them, so you can't analyze them. When you put it on paper, you like create this chance for yourself to go back to that journal like 2 days, 3 days later when you have calmed down, the storm is calmed down, then you can like look at yourself somehow from an objective like point of view, like you're not emotionally involved, then you can have a better understanding what happened, like what did you feel, why did you feel that way, how could have you made that situation for yourself a better like experience, what could have been done by you for yourself. Those are the things that you can do if you journal. If you don't, whatever happened in that moment is gone. You don't have access to it.
journal and give it time.
Give it time, exactly. Like, go back to it like a week
Say,
later.
Sahar, I will back to this writing in 2 days, for example.
Mhm.
Promise yourself.
promising, giving a kind of promotion to yourself, making something simple out of those complicated whole thing that you have in your mind, and also getting the level of, or better to say, getting awareness to the level of accuracy. Sometimes it is a kind of combination of all those feelings and thoughts that I have had, following my history, following my beliefs, and when you open them down, you can see that this is not 100% correct. Sometimes it is a kind of pushy emotion I had based on these other forms. It is not 100% true. Yeah, for this, yeah, it is 2% sometimes, but sometimes not. You check the accuracy of everything, and it gives you a kind of better understanding of the real situation, not a kind of emotionally confusing perception. Part 20, not being good enough. It was 20, not 23.
Too well, good is bad.
Too well is good.
Too well, good is bad.
What is that?
Commercial.
Yeah?
It's a commercial saying.
Yeah?
It's very familiar.
What it means?
Everything that
Clean.
that claims to is very dull,
Mm-hmm.
it's not that very dull. So
Yeah,
you
of
find
course.
something.
It is something that you are showing off or making kind of big thing out of something. But when you attach yourself to those items that you want to get, like, I'm not a good enough writer, I'm not making enough money, my English isn't good enough. These are those things that can push you to a kind of not being enough mood and situation.
Well, they have mother. That's true.
Anything from this part? How to use the feeling of not being good enough to grow? How can we make something out of it towards a kind of growth and discovery about ourselves? Huh?
Don't attach your worth to your achievements. I have said this so many times, and Nassim is so struggling. That's killing me. That's killing me. Don't attach your worth to your achievements, to your degree, to your financial status. It's not for other people. When you go to a work, you have to bring a resume with yourself. Like, they are going to judge you based on your achievements, but you don't do it to yourself.
Or better to say, you underestimate yourself.
Yes, because that leads to, you go into a depressive mode. I'm not worthy enough of that. I'm not worthy of being in that room. I'm not worthy of speaking that and my opinion in that gathering because I'm not worthy enough, right? That leads into all those making yourself small, shrinking yourself, and not seeing yourself, your worth as a human being. You are not worse than anybody else. You're not better than everybody else. You're just a human being, a worthy human being like everybody else. Get it through your head.
People who are, see themselves superior of others. Against of this statement.
Some people
And it
have
comes,
superiority
and it
complex,
usually
some
comes
people are
from the
narcissists.
point of your lack. Yeah, it's usually like that. When they show it up really more than reality, it means that they have less than that. And they are trying to cover.
They're
They are
feeling
trying-
not enough. They're feeling not
Exactly.
enough in themselves. So they're making themselves bigger than they really are.
Otherwise, their concern is not money, their concern is not certification, their concern is not knowledge, because they have it. When they think about it, no, I should have more knowledge, I should have more money. I have enough money, Pay attention. The first thing that you can... Money is important. Of course. Pay attention. What do we have out of it? identifying what triggers your feelings of inadequacy. First, you are getting more information about yourself. What are those trigger points that push you into your inadequacy? You are not enough. Adequate?
Yeah.
Enough. Inadequacy? Nothing
You're
enough.
not enough.
Second, keeping track of your accomplishments. When you are a normal person, you usually value the positive points of others. But you do not do that for yourself. You are judging yourself so hard. That is the point. But keep track of your accomplishments. Write down what you have done today or the next day. You know, the first coaching session I had as a kind of client 4 years ago, my coach asked me, so why did you do that and why didn't you do that? I said, I'm lazy. And she asked me, how many hours did you work today? I said, this, 14 hours. And you are a father.
Based on what
And
you
you are
already
father.
see.
And you are a father. And you are a husband. And you went to visit your parents for 2 hours. And then you did this for your house. And you did this. Out of 24 hours, you are working 18 hours. How dare you to label yourself lazy? But I don't do that for others. Yeah, great. I love your appearance. You know well. You have a great handwriting. You see something beautiful in others, but you judge yourself so hard. That is one of those motives to have a kind of progress. I love it. But please pay attention to what you know. Acknowledge all those abilities and capabilities that you have. You cannot ignore those and just pay attention to the negative ones. But money is important.
Money is really important. Like,
Yeah,
there's
it
no,
is.
There's no debate on that. Saying money
You know, once one of my friends said that, are you okay with your goddamn Iran Khodro Peugeot? I said, yeah, I loved it. And I have been with it for more than 10 years and went to many cities. And he asked me, do you mean you don't like a kind of luxurious car? I said, yes. If I have enough money, I need a Hyundai i20 for in the city, wandering, a kind of Toyota FJ Cruiser for outdoor activities, a kind of Toyota Orion for my sedan moving between the cities, and I need at least 4 cars. Is your house okay? Yeah, my 80 or 100 square meter apartment is okay. But if I have enough money, I need a kind of exercise room, a TV room, a workroom, a kind of a guest room, and so I don't
When you
have the
have
money.
money, the city is beautiful. When you can buy a good car, then I think the city is very beautiful.
You know, not having a limitation is good. Yeah, you're free to talk about anything, so you feel better. Compared to the situation that somebody asks you not to say that, don't use this, cover your hair, do not sit like that. These are limitations. Yeah, they push us. When you have enough money, enough is not good for that. When you have unlimited amounts of money, it means that you don't have limitation. When you go buying something or shopping, or that's okay. Yeah, it is okay. But it focuses on what you have, not what you should have in order not to have limitations. Once a taxi driver was nagging about the situation. I asked him, how much money do you have? Do you want to have kind of camp and enjoy your one day with your family? Yeah, but I don't have enough money to go to luxurious hotel. Yeah, you can have 4 eggs and 4 potatoes and smash them together with a kind of vegetable and enjoy your time in Sorkhe Hisar without paying any money for a day. You can enjoy it. Have you experienced that? My loveliest meal is egg and potato with vegetable and pickles.
Mine is me.
Yeah, that's okay.
Actually, it's different.
That's why money is
We're not going into that test because it is expensive.
money is
You cannot afford.
Potato headaches, no.
Yeah, it doesn't mean you can't. Pay attention.
But you
Once I was in Georgia and I searched and found a kind of luxurious, really expensive restaurant. I went there once and that was enough. And the kind of service they offer is really extraordinary. Yeah. And the head or the owner of the restaurant was there with a kind of Georgia traditional clothes, and it was really wonderful. And the wine, the food, the meat, and everything was perfect. I loved it to enjoy it, but I don't limit myself to be just there to be happy.
no, not limited, but you have to aware of these things and
Yeah.
you want your needs to reach this goal.
Of course.
If you have this area, like this restaurant or machine or something, that is your goal, you have to wear it and do something about it.
Exactly.
Not ignoring them because they are negative or they are like fear's gold. I'm not agree
No,
with that.
no, you can
I
face.
I
can try.
I don't say I like I don't
What?
I don't want to like putting myself in pressure to reaching these things, but you have to know that these things are better than like potato or so, you know?
I love steak. Yeah, that's okay.
Maybe it's
No,
related to
no, I'm not meaning that. I mean, I think we are, the author especially is kind of ignoring some needs. Because
No.
humans,
Ambition is okay. I think you're saying ambition
no,
is
not
okay.
ambition. Ambition
ambitious.
is a factor that we can reach to improve our world, actually.
Our livelihood, like
Yeah.
we want to like live in a
You know,
very
pay attention to
luxurious
this.
situation.
When you focus, based on the writer, when you focus on those things that you don't have, or the gap that you have to your ideal perfect situation, it means that you are somehow out of energy. When you focus on what you have,
Exactly. Makes you feel better.
makes you feel better and gives you more energy to move.
Exactly.
Yes.
I am enough doesn't mean, you know, I love this quote from Brené Brown. I am enough doesn't mean that you shouldn't move. I'm enough means I deserve more and better. So I move. When you say I'm enough, it means that I'm enough is strong and capable of moving forward and being better. I'm enough to improve. Otherwise, I don't have anything, so you cannot move. You don't have legs, you don't have capabilities, you can't talk, you don't know English well, so it stops you from talking. Otherwise, you can communicate, that's all. Learning to accept compliments. I had this for more than 20 years, and it was really awful. It is never a big deal. Yeah, I did it, but no, it wasn't a big deal. Everybody could have done it. It is because so and so helped me. I could have done it better. It means that you do not acknowledge and you do not approve what you have and what you have done, your capabilities. You're ignoring your positive points. So you have more negative points. Yeah, that's normal. The person on page 116, the person who made the compliment wants you to receive it, not to flush it down the toilets. Somebody comes to you and use some compliments. You're really wonderful. You have good hands. Wow, your handwriting is great. I love your hairstyle. That's okay. Enjoy it. Somebody liked it. That's all. You're not supposed to say, oh, I didn't do that. My sister. Yeah, it is your hair on your face. You look wonderful. And to go further, my favorite book, The 6 Pillars of Self-Esteem. Yeah. And it helps to have a better self-esteem, as Nathaniel Branden in the book named the 6 pillars of self-esteem. We have living consciously as one of them. No priority for the numbers. The next one would be self-acceptance. You face it and you check what you have and what are your limitations. Yeah, that's okay. Self-responsibility, it means that you are the most responsible person for your happiness, for defending and respecting your values, and for covering all those things that you need in your mind and getting to your visions. You are the most responsible person to try hard to get to your vision. Self-responsibility means this. Self-assertiveness. When you don't like something, say no. When you want something, ask for it. Try for it. These are self-assertiveness. Living purposefully, of course, you should have a vision. Otherwise, you stay there and nothing. With no direction, you may wander around aimlessly. And personal integrity is something that we talked about. It is like a kind of united whole. What my body wants, what bothers my body. What my feeling is saying me, and what I really want to feel. What I think about it, what my beliefs are, which one of them are in my control and in my benefit, and which are not. Do I dare to change some which are not somehow favorable or satisfying to me? Okay, do something.
Have you ever been in the situation you had to behave a trade, that wasn't based on your values?
Yes. Yes, a lot. Be aware of what you are doing. I'm there and I am not in a kind of safe place to be objective to you and say, yeah, that's okay, thank you for your comment. But I know that I'm pretending to be nice for a minute or two. But if I'm not there, I do not go there, because in this area, I do not feel safe to be myself. I avoid being in contrast with myself.
For example, in your work, you have to make decisions because of others, not because of your values.
Why?
For example, you have to get together some people. You are manager to execute a plan. And for your
Priorities, objectives, aims,
for
and
achieving your achievement and accomplish your duties, you have to do such things you don't like.
compromise, compensates. Yeah, pay attention. When the balance is positive, it means that you can stay there, because you get 60% positive, 40% negative. So the balance is plus 20. So you can stay there and get some energy. Otherwise, you should leave the place. Do not. That is the
I'm
reason.
talking about this situation, not about the place.
About that special situation, decision making, if it gives you 20%, or another activity gets 30% from you, so you should think deep and analyze your work situation, your relationship, your place of living, when you are immigrating. You should check all those factors. So this one is plus 20, this one is minus 30, this one is minus 40, and this one is plus 85. So I check all those factors, and if it is a kind of plus, I stay there. Otherwise, you should work on yourself to get out of that situation, because it is negative. It is getting more energy than giving you some. So you should analyze. When we are talking about values, visions, we should check them every 6 months. It is not forever. Maybe when I started this work, I loved experiencing something new. But after a while, it is completely negative, or at least 20% negative. So I get out of it. I am the first, the last, and the most responsible person for my happiness. Self-responsibility means that for my happiness, I'm not happy there. because I give 20 or 30% of my energy and I get less than that. So get out of there. You are the person to respect your own values, happiness, and don't stay in a place that bothers you, that gets your energy. I lived in a situation of giving energy and not getting enough for more than 10 years. And after a while, a psychologist said that you have just 2 or 3 options. Abandon everything and run away, get mad, or compensate it somehow. The kind of betrayal, the kind of bad or against your value action or anything else. Otherwise, you cannot live longer.
What is they recommend? Which one is the best?
Awareness, make a correct decision and do that.
You should not expect other people, even psychologists, decide for you.
Of course not.
Decisions are yours. You have to make them based on your own priorities, based on what you can handle, what level of growth you are like able to tolerate to go through. Some people like are very brave. They can leave a situation if it doesn't serve them, and they can start over. There are people who stay in a miserable situation for their whole entire lives and don't dare to get out of it. It's your choice, because that psychologist is not going to live the consequences you are. So you have to decide which way to go. Even if they tell you what to do, you should say no, it is not your decision.
That is the reason I love coaching rather than psychology. I told you, I have a permanently psychologist to advise me. But the first one is basing that, check your awareness and your priorities and your values and all your positive things, and then ask for help from a friend, from a psychologist, and better from a kind of professional to give you professional advice. Then you are the person to check them on a piece of paper, write them down, the factors, and give them weight. This item of helping others is of great weight to me. But this one, money, stay, good call? No. So you give weight to all those factors. And then you check them. It means that you dare to face your real situation. The reality for yourself. The psychologist is not. The coach is not aware enough as you are of your situation. Your situation is for you known, but sometimes you need a kind of trigger point, you need a kind of help, you need a kind of suggestion, you need a kind of experience to get more access to your subconscious and unconscious layer of reality. It is yours. It is difficult to change, to face trigger points, but it is worth a lot. Being defensive, chapter 21, page 121.
Being defensive, I think it's about like that ego part that we studied. I don't know what he exactly says, I don't remember. But like based on my own studies, I think it's something regarding to that ego thing, that we attach ourselves too much to the like beliefs, ideas, like our job, our family, things that can be questioned, can have flaws, can be something like that somebody can point that out, like there's something wrong with this part, there's something wrong with that part. If we attach ourselves too much to that idea, to that belief, to that ideology, we can't just accept other people's views on that because we think they are questioning us.
So I was
What is
asking
it? Defensive?
psychologist.
Defend yourself against something that you are told.
That was such a personal thing, I think. What to do is
Is it
such a
because
personal
that we weighted our values over
Maybe. That was something we talked about. The dark points or the lacks. On page 121, I believe there are 3 main reasons why you are triggered, why you get mad when you hear something from others. First, there is part of truth in what you were told. They tell you something that is a part of truth, so you get mad. You have some part of it. You believe there is part of truth in what you were told. What you were told. About you, some part of truth that you don't like, and a core belief, third one, you hold has been attacked. You are attached to a kind of belief, and you think that they are attacking your belief. That is the reason you get triggered. Whenever a belief you are strongly attached to is attacked or challenged, you'll experience an emotional reaction. Because it's not normal for you. It's something against all those things you believed for long. How to use this emotion to grow? Yes. Look at the 3 points. Know yourself better. What are those reasons? Go deep into the reason.
Like if someone tells you that you are lazy and you get so angry because you know that you have worked very hard, when you like dig deeper to understand why you got so angry, when you know what they said is not true, you realize that they are actually pointing out to a belief that you hold about yourself.
Exactly.
You think you're lazy, and when somebody else says you're lazy, you are like, why are you telling it to my face? I'm trying to avoid it in my own self. Like, why are you telling it to my face? So that trigger, that is called a trigger, that invokes something in you, makes you realize that this belief you hold about yourself needs to change. Because when somebody else tells you that, you get angry. So why are you holding it in yourself, against yourself?
Be open.
How can I give feedback for others who
You are not
really-
responsible for others.
No, I am. For example, in my work.
You are not. You are not.
No, I have to give feedback then. I have to.
Yes, you have to give it.
If they don't want it and if they don't accept it, your feedback can't help.
But okay, but
What is the use when you do something useless?
What kind,
okay, but the
think what
system will
kind
be
of
changed. Will be changed.
Will be or must be changed.
Must be changed. The system and the
Okay.
result will be changed.
So push them. When you say must, push.
The way you
Okay, but I tried to push them.
It doesn't work.
But
It doesn't work for long. It doesn't work for long.
Pushing?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Your way
It doesn't
is
help a lot. It
Find a
helps,
way.
but not.
Find a way.
Connecting with people
Yeah.
usually makes
Yeah.
you able to better like communicate what you want to.
Connecting you?
Connecting with them, understanding them in their
I think
where they
I
are.
did it because
Step on a common ground as we had in Adam Grant's book.
I
Think
think
again.
I was too much supportive.
You shouldn't be. That is the reason.
I think being supportive
Of
is a problem.
Yep, it is.
Sometimes you enable people's like irresponsibility by being too much for them.
Because you
They're
prove
responsible
them,
for that.
you prove them in long time that you are not responsible for your own acts. I am the person to respond, to ask for your feedback, to check your feedback, to give you a kind of new one, push you, stop you, control you, check you. It means that they are free for any responsibility. Because you are doing many things. It happens even in relationships. It happens even between a kind of father or mother and the children.
Control?
Huh?
It's because of taking control.
Not control. No, it is a kind of imbalanced amount of responsibility sharing. Because you don't let them to play their own role. You push a lot of responsibility on yourself and you didn't teach them to accept their own responsibility. It is not your responsibility to do all those things and they are against you. Because after a long time they expect more from you.
Yeah.
That is it. That is normal.
They expect more, I think.
Because you showed that it is my responsibility. Just be here and just listen to me. And no. I'm not talking about controlling. I'm talking about the kind of freedom for them not to do anything. Okay, I listen to you. Go on. Stress and worry, part 22, chapter 22. Taking responsibility for your stress. Sometimes it is a kind of stressful situation and you are stressed. Check your role in your stress. How you can use the stress to grow, reframing the stress. Is that situation stressful in itself? Or no, it is my perception, my interpretation. What do I need to believe to experience stress in that specific situation? What would I need to believe to reduce or remove the stress in that particular situation? So awareness, checking, decision, action. Dealing with worry, what we need, sorting out your worries, naming them, checking them, and when you sort them out, we have 3 categories. One of them is those things that you have control over. Second, things you have some control over it. And third, things you have no control over.
Like a pollution that people.
Exactly.
discuss in the first place.
Pollution. Yeah. The next door neighbor. Yeah. A kind of parents. A kind of place to live. These are those things that you don't have complete. Taking 100% responsibility for your stress and worries. Facing, awareness, doing something. Part 23. Chapter. Caring what people think of you. How much do you care what people think of you?
A lot.
A lot. But you are the most important person in your world. That is the most important. As I mentioned, self-responsibility means that you are the person to protect yourself, to love yourself, to make boundaries around yourself. Not everybody will love you. It is a kind of reality. And what people think of you is none of your business. What people think of you on page 132 is none of your business. It has nothing to do with you. You are responsible for your own behavior.
I know.
Not, pay attention. You didn't pay attention to the first one, that's it. You didn't pay attention to the first one. You are responsible for your own behavior and action. And not for others people's perception and understanding and feedback towards you.
It doesn't mean like at
You didn't get it?
all. Sometimes like.
It is their interpretation. You thought well, deep, you chose something and did. You are responsible for your own deed, not for others' perception and understanding of your action. How can we go towards growth path? 1. Change your interpretation of the way people perceive you. Stop being overly attached to your self-image. It is your judgment. It is your self-image. You should not be aware of, you should not be concerned more than normal about your own image. Chapter 24, resentment. When you get tired of, what are those factors? Again we have the interpretation, identification, repetition is strong emotions. When your interpretation of the event, your identification with the story you are telling yourself about it, and the number of times you replay the events in your mind. The danger of letting resentment build up, you keep revisiting them in your mind and you are giving yourself more and more negative and bigger resentment. How to use resentment to grow? Loving yourself. Loving others. These are those two suggestions that we have in order to recover or cure a kind of trauma. Love yourself, love others. Loving and being loved. How we can overcome this kind of resentment, deal with resentment? One, changing or reevaluating your interpretation, confronting the situation, facing, forgiving, doing something, and then forgetting. Leave it alone. Do not grasp it, and do not get stuck. Jealousy. How to use jealousy to grow?
Jealousy teaches you like what you desire, like what,
You're nothing less than that.
yes, what you want to do. Like sometimes you're jealous of someone that you wish you could have done the same as they're doing. So if you pay attention to that jealousy, you may find like your own path in life. Like if you are always jealous of someone who sings, maybe you want to be a singer, like maybe you have some talent that is undiscovered or something like that.
A hint, what you wish for, and also when you check information here, check information on your self-esteem. Maybe there is something wrong there. Your self-esteem.
There are two kinds of jealousy. We have the word in Persian.
Mhm.
We have, we say, "Hasadat" and "te." When you feel that mistake can turn, you have the willingness to push yourself forward to be on that.
Yeah, exactly.
But the jealousy is that stuck there and stare that person and say, good for you. I wish I was like you.
So two parts. One, what you wish for, okay, work for it, check it out, and maybe do something for it. Otherwise, there is something wrong that is pushing you into comparing yourself with others. Maybe it is the lack of self-esteem. 23, depression. Depression is a kind of active process. It is you're feeling a kind of emotional mechanism in yourself that can come and go. It is into your mechanism. And how to use depression to grow? How can we?
It's a language that our body talks to us, and I don't like this situation, change it.
Yep. Doing something. Yeah. Again, in depression, you have to take an action. Exercise, meditate, activity, focus on others.
Focus on others.
Yeah.
Time is up.
Sometimes you worry. Yeah. Then you worry about yourself more than enough. Check what is going on around. It is kind of reality. Yeah, do not judge yourself hard. Fear and discomfort. Fear of rejection, we talked about it. Fear of failure. Fear of loss. Fear of disturbing. Fear of success. And how to use fear to grow.
To push our limits.
Mhm.
To step out of our comfort zone, to risk things that we usually don't dare to risk.
Exactly. And I love this sentence on page 156. By not facing your fears on a regular basis, you will greatly limit your potential for development. It means that regularly you should face your fears, check your fears. This way, it gives you a kind of point. What is wrong with you? And do something about it. Take action. Exactly. That is the coach that we have. And for the last, I think, procrastination. What is procrastination?
I think the author said that procrastination procrastination is mostly an emotional thing, like there are negative emotions that comes up when you want to start a task or do it or finish it. When you don't deal with those emotions properly and you don't like confront them in a way that you should, procrastination takes over and like you are stuck in like an stagnant situation, like you can't make change regarding to that task or to that situation, like you're stuck in that situation because you're just procrastinating over and over. There are emotions, negative feelings, negative thoughts that are coming up when you want to deal with that task. You're not dealing with that emotion, so the task is being procrastinated over and over. So if you deal with those emotions, procrastination can be like, I don't know, diminished somehow.
And there is a kind of 16 simple steps. Understand what is hidden behind your procrastination. Remind yourself of the cost of procrastination. How much does it cost to do or not do something? Uncover your story. Go deep into your own reality. Rewrite your story. Writing, journaling. Clarify your why. Why do I do that? Why don't I do that? Identify the ways you distract yourself. Stay with the urge. Record everything you do. Set a clear intent behind everything you do. You should have a reason behind. Prepare your environment. Make everything ready for that action. Start small. Create quick wins. Small steps. Just get started. Create daily habits to support you and use visualization and build accountability. Stay there and continue. Lack of motivation is the last part. Know your motivation, feeling stuck, and doing something about it. Thank you so much. I'm sorry to be fast for the latest part. I loved it, and I suggest you doing those practices. Workbook is really lovely because those questions can give you a kind of hint about yourself. Go deep into those questions. Maybe some of them don't work for you, but work for others, those that affirm somehow something in you. Umay. Of course, listen more to podcasts, to English learning podcasts or audio files like British Council, like those reliable British, American, or fast English language audios that can help you to listen more. Sometimes with subtitles, with the transcript, it helps you a lot. You should listen more in order to improve your listening. That's all. Thank you so much for joining. And we didn't talk about the books. Please let us know your comments about the book for the next time. That book. Did you check the two others? Thank you so much. Check them as well, please. And then decide. It was my pleasure. Thank you. فکر بریم بیرون آره چون هنوز 2-3 دقیقه وقت دوستان اینجا رو گرفتیم. من از جمال و تمام دوستانی که ساعت بعدی اومدن
نه خواهش می‌کنم.
تأخیر من
چی فرمول شبیه همه شبیه داره لیکن نه خسته نباشید بچه‌ها. الان برنامه چیز داریم آواز و همخوانی داریم.
سه تا کتاب پیشنهادی راند بعدی رو گفتم توی گروه.
خب تصمیم بگیرید گروه رو ولش کنید.
امروز کمتر تعداد تو 3-4 جلسه همه 4-15
تصمیم بگیرید. برو خود تصمیم بگیر. تو الان روبی هست
روبی
نسیم
نسیم
هست
آره
یه تصمیم بگیرید دیگه فرانم هست
کتاب که گروه نگاه کنیم براش حتما نظر بدیم یعنی 3 تا کتاب رو پیشنهاد بدیم برای راند بعدی
آره.
جمعه آینده شروع شو باز 4 هفته
آره.
حتما یه نگاه بندازیم و
آره.
پیشنهاد
روبی لطفا شما خود نهایی کن
خودشو
کارو
گفت.
لطفا کارو نهایی کنید تو گروه
آخه پیشنهاد خودشو داد و یکی کتابی که من قبلا دیده بودم همین بود به خاطر همین اون رفتیم حالا فکر می‌کنم آخه اکثر کسایی که اکثرا میان امروز نبودن امروز فقط قدیمی داشتیم
دیگه باشه دیگه تصمیم بگیرید دیگه نبودن دیگه قرار نیست نظرشون
ولی
متناسب
هر شد همینا امشب
اوکی.
نظر بدیم
نظر امشب نهایی کنید دمتون
آره
گرم
امشب
آره.
نظر همه
دمتون
کسی
گرم.
اینجا نگاه بدین فرانه بود یه نظر بدیم فرانه میپرسم
عالیه دمت گرم خسته نباشید خیلی ممنون بچه‌ها خسته نباشید خسته نباشید متشکرم ممنونم
درماشو نمیرسیم نه اکسترات نه استراحت
تو الان میخوای بری یا
من
فردا ما 5 خوبه
من حالا تونستم زودتر
چه پیام بده نده شما رو بذار من بنویسم اینجا چون الان دیگه قاطی میشه
شماره جوانم
شماره
46 441
آره اینو تلگرام با هم هماهنگ بشیم چون گرفتم فرصت نشه دمت گرم خیلی خوشحال شدم متشکرم قربونت متشکرم
خسته نباشید
ممنون شما هم ممنون اومد
خوبی آقا؟ یه جلو بشین
کود دادیم به گلا
دیگه همون دیگه هر روز
نه فقط دیدم قرار بود بهشون بدیم دیگه هم گلاش ندیم اون رقیق بدیم بهتره
آره همون فعلا تو همون مخزن آبش ریختم دیگه آب تموم نشد شما تهران هستیم باسکا میریم نزدیکه
همین توی بلوکاس خونه‌های
جوانم بفرستم و شما بیاد باسکا
آره هست نزدیکه 2 دقیقه راه
ساعت چند میری؟
از ساعت 3 تا 10 شب برای آقایون صبحش هم برای خانم
جوان رو 3 میفرستم تا 4
یه ساعت تردی
باسکا میریم خوبه خدای فکر
خیلی خوبه
میگم که 4 میاد 3 پاشو بیاد بری باشگاه دادی
سلام خوبی حالت خوبه
خیلی خوبه
خوبی متشکرم سلام
خیلی نزدیکه یه دقیقه هم راه
آره گفت برمیگردم آره گفت چون سلام
این چه تولد چیز می‌کنه ببین احتمالاً در 5-6 نفر میشیم یعنی کم تعداد میشیم حالا البته خودمون هستیم
اینا که تو حیاتن چرا نمیان پس؟
نمیدونم
اونا زبان بودن
نمیدونم والا ما
بگیم
نیستیم
بیان حالا اونا که هستن بیان
آره دیگه
سلام
سلام شما بعد مدت ها برگشتیم چرا رفتیم بعد مدت ها
آقای پوریا عزیز من چطوری بسن خوبی؟ خیلی مشتاقی داشتم این پیام من گفتم بزن شد درگیر
بشین
حالا اینجا میشه
مجالسه خیلی خوب خود خوبی ولی آورزه که خوب کار سر بزنه
Buraya bir olmadı bakmış. Sağlar çok okumaca.
مریمان اینجا جلسه مریمان هدف چیه؟ سیاه کرده واجب رو برم
چند تا که دیر